start off with, we can do it from single leg X here, right? Where we're escaping this leg here now. Now my knee is clear to cross this leg line and go knee to the floor, right? As I do that, I want to keep this other leg shelved as much as I can, right? And I want to control the knee as well. So usually my hands are driving the knee. I usually plant one hand to keep base so that I can make my hips light and mobile, right? But really focusing on keeping the leg trapped throughout the transition around the leg here. Right, with the single leg X, because we started with the foot still down the middle and not across the outside ashi, a lot of the times this foot will get stuck in the hip, but it's not really that big of a deal as long as we're not moving away and exposing it. Right? If it's tucked safely under the butt, it should be okay. Right? But I've got a good grip here on this leg, and my goal usually is either to look at things that I can do with the feet and the legs here, like our knee bar position, or I'll sit and continue rotating until we can get into this this cross inside ashi. Right? Yeah, where my legs are underneath and under the far leg, I have this cross on my inside leg. Nice heel position, right? Where it's the 50-50, except this leg is across my body here, as opposed to crossing my leg there. Right? So it's a straight outside ashi, right? The same movement here, we're controlling the knee, using this foot underneath our hips, and now, right, I'm just going to make this rotation around the floor here. Right? Still focusing on shelving this leg, right? I'm using my elbow to connect to my leg here, right? So it's a full circle here. There's no open space where his leg will be able to slip out, right? So I'm keeping something in my body around every part of Ethan's leg here, right? And then now I can either try and settle in and look for knee bars up here, or we have toe holds, or other fun things that involve the knees. Or my other favorite strategy is to turn and face my person using my outside knee or my hip side knee to shelf the legs here, right? And I have a good, this knee is nice and deep. I'm not really worried about losing it. I can pocket the leg or control the far leg here to make sure that they can't spin out or use that to get out anywhere, right? And this is where we would normally pull this across here and get a nice leg lace. Good. Rose guard. Right, where we manage to get this leg up here, right? And I can drive knee to floor, elbow is still going to control this leg, and he's going to be more afraid of my shin blasting into his junk than he will be about stopping my knee getting to this floor here, right? So we have fear on our side, right? But I'm going to and spin here, right? My elbow is still controlling his shin, and I can, with control, turn into my inside ashi here, or I can attack my leg lace, or this fancy inside heel hook. Right. Same idea, controlling the knee, escaping the foot here, right? And now I'm going to try and slide my butt in between the space between his thigh and his ribs. So I'm going to keep rotating, and now I have a knee bar. Or if I keep rotating, we're here. All right, so this is nice because in order to get up to the feet, we need to hide our legs, right? Because if we're facing this way, I'm never going to be able to stand at the base, right? So this conveniently makes my heel hard enough so that he's probably not going to get it while I make this transition. And if he does start to get it while I make the transition, I can always just sit my butt back down and start hand fighting here, right? But if I can hold the knee, turn, and get my foot underneath me here, right? We could go into our kind of standard 50-50 pass, or you can kind of be stubborn and start trying to stack them up with your own legs. I like it because we can keep this foot caught here, and then as they turn, we just start shimmying into place. Tap. Just spinning. So if I can come under around this way, we get into that position. Alright, we can transition elsewhere. So opening up heels and stuff like that. Alright, so we got knee control. Alright, we've got controlling the lower part of the leg with the elbow. Right? Knee drive here. Right? And shelving of this leg. Right? That's the important part, is getting all that to work together. But once we're here, this is a place where I can stop and make decisions, right? Do I want to continue rotating through, or do I want to look at feet options here? Right? Sometimes these feet are made available, right? If he's not triangling his feet, right? And I start thinking about knee bar options. But here we can put in a lot of pressure because I can use this foot to help push myself into him. And I'm not afraid of getting flung forward with his legs. I've got it nice and shelved, and this foot's really stable here. Right? And my other foot is hidden. Right? We don't want this. I don't want this knee on the floor here, right? Because then I'm not going to be able to push into Ethan, right? He's going to start coming up. So I want to put my hand to base and push back until I can get this foot up here. Right? And as long as I'm like sitting on him, it should be difficult for him to like try and kick my back or do anything weird. This foot can differ a little bit. So right, over here, and this foot here is more free. So what I want to do is I want to switch my feet, right? I want this knee on the mat and this knee up. So I'm going to get it out of the way and drive and get my other foot flat on the floor here. So I can get this leg that I'm attached to shelved. Right, and I'm sitting on Ethan here. Right, I have my weight on him, and now I can start looking at his feet, seeing what I want. Or if he's defending, rotate until you get his legs shelved under here. Alright, so turning to hide the feet, I bump the butt close, come up. And my first goal is to get this knee to the floor, and once I'm there and I have this base so that I can prevent him from pushing me away, I have good base here. Alright, just start working my hips down to the floor. So open and close.
Okay.
Right, and what's fun is my inside leg here. Let me go back.
Oh, sorry.
Right, so my inside leg. Right, if I don't activate it and I just try and step back here, I'm not going to make this. Right, because I'm not flexible enough. So what I need to do, as I step back, I use this foot to turn his hips. And now, oh my God, sorry. Now I can make that transition happen. So we're here, he hooked. Right, so I'm gonna get underneath.